गर्मी हो रहा क्या? नहीं हो रही है। Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Hope I am audible and
Good morning, sir.
okay. So I hope I am audible and visible enough to everyone. So last
Yes,
class,
sir.
couple of classes that we have taken so far. I mean, first class was introduction class, and second class we covered basic of networking concept, right? How to design the network, what is the IP address, right? Router, switches, netting, subnetting, DSCP, DNS, right? These are very basic concepts, but very important. How you hope you guys have completed the homework, TCP, UDP, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
I ask you to watch the previous sessions also. I hope you have gone through it. Anyways, we are going to cover, but I am thinking to make it little fast. Let's see. So last time we designed the network, right? We understand once we design the network, our internal user can access the internet as well as outside user from, because internet is public network, right? We have good people, we have bad people, isn't it? So on your company network also, if it is connected to the internet, may be possible that bad people means cyber criminals, attackers can also come inside to network, right? So we were planning to secure the network, isn't it? Like you have security guard in your office, which check anybody comes in, check whether the person is authentic or not, authorized to go inside or not, isn't it? And security guard allows only authorized people inside. So similarly, we have to secure our network also, so that only authorized connection can come inside, authorized people can access the resources which are there inside your network, as well as we have to ensure that our internal people also only, right? Hello. Yes, Kiran, good morning. Tell me first. So you have given the admin access, is it, to other people? You have given admin access. नहीं नहीं नहीं, बाकी लोगों को एडमिन एक्सेस नहीं देना चाहिए था आपको। ठीक है ठीक है, एनीवेज ठीक है ठीक है, आई एम ऑन द सेशन राइट नाउ, ठीक है, देन टुडे यू एक्सप्लोर एंड टेक इट टुमारो, देन टेक इट टुमारो, फाइन. So I was saying that as in the company we have security guard, right, to provide the security, to ensure that only authorized people can come inside, as well as when for critical company which are having like banking related companies, right, whenever employees also they go outside, they check their bags whether they have taken anything inside or not, outside or not, right? For that perspective, they check out, means inbound and outbound both they filter, isn't it? Similarly, we have to deploy certain kind of security tools in the network also to ensure that only authorized people can come inside and only authorized connection, authorized sites or internet access, internal people can access, isn't it? So that kind of security we have to ensure in our network also. So before we understand how to secure the network, we'll understand how communication happen on the network, how in the network, how two devices communicate with each other, right? So that we'll understand first, then we'll take it up for securing the network. Let me draw a quick network again. You have a router right in the gateway, and you take the internal connection from ISP. It gets terminated in the router. After that, you have switch here inside, using which, I mean, just simplest network it is. right? You may have many switches, many router inside, but this is simplest network. I'm drawing it here. This is one system outside in the internet, for example. This is another system, right? Now, this system wants to communicate with this system, this computer, right? So, we have to understand now in digital communication how the communication happens. Understand? Means one device wants to communicate with other device. So, how the communication happen? For example, your name is Praveen. Pawan. Pawan, he is in Bangalore, right? And your name is Ashish. Now, Pawan from Bangalore wants to send a letter to Ashish. Ashish is in Mumbai. He wants to send a letter, right? So, what Pawan will do? Pawan will write a letter, isn't it? And that letter he will write, he will keep inside the envelope. Letter means actual data, actual letter, the actual information that he want to send. In the envelope, he will put in the envelope, inside the envelope, the letter, right? And the envelope contain the address, source and destination information, from where the letter has come, where the letter has to go, isn't it? Whenever you send the letter envelope, you write to whom you are sending, his name and address, his name and address, isn't it? And destination, sorry, source also, he write his own information also, his name and his address. Yes or no? You understand? Whenever we are writing destination address, we are not writing only address, we are writing the name also. Because it's not something that you have one home and one person only. Because in the address, particular house number, you may have multiple people, you have mother, your sister, your father, your brother, different people, other people also. That's the reason it's very important to write the name as well. Because on the same home, house, you may have multiple people. Yes or no? Otherwise, based on the address only, your letter will reach to your home. But in your home also, you have multiple people. That's the reason we have to write the name. As well as envelope also contain who has sent the letter, means your name, sender name, and sender address. Get it, mind? Similarly, when you communicate computer to computer in the network, communicate in the form of packets, small packet. You want to send some files, right? File, for example, file is 1 GB. 1 GB is the size. So file will be broken down in the small packet, smaller packets. It's not something that 1 GB file full send in one shot. No, it will be broken down into the smaller packet. Size of the packet is dependent on your internet speed, end-to-end speed. Yes or no? For example, just an example, right? You have a tank. You have a water tank. Chalo, acha banana you. You have water tank, right? And this is your home. This is your home water tank. This is your home, right? Water tank has water pipe this much of bandwidth. This big bandwidth, this broad pipe you have. But at your home, you have a smaller connection, thin pipe here, not much narrow pipe. From water tank, you have big connection, right? Means broad pipe. But at your home, you have thin pipe, means narrow pipe. So how much water you'll get? This much of water you'll get, or this much water you'll get? This much, right? Because you have thin pipe. If from tank you have thin pipe, narrow pipe, but at your home you have broader pipe, so how much water will you get? This much, right? That means the internet speed of your network is depend on the end-to-end bandwidth. For example, one site you are accessing, for example, facebook.com. Facebook.com has taken the internet connection for about 2 Mbps connection, and you have taken 1 Gbps connection. You have taken the internet connection for 1 Gbps, but Facebook is just 2 Mbps. So how much speed will you get when you access the Facebook.com? 2 Mbps, right? That is the reason sometime you are downloading some data, accessing some sites, right? You're thinking that I have taken 100 Mbps speed, but when I'm downloading it very slow. Sometime you download from some other site is very fast, sometime it is very slow. Now you realized why it is slow sometime, because from which server you are downloading, right? That server has taken the less connection, means less bandwidth connection from the internet, or may possible that multiple people are using it. That's the reason bandwidth has been distributed with multiple people, so you're getting less bandwidth, isn't it? This bandwidth is mismatch. If you multiple connection people are taking, right, the flow of the water will be less. Yes, it will be slow, isn't it? So your internet bandwidth, means speed of the internet, is dependent on the end-to-end bandwidth. If you have taken high internet connection, but server is a low internet connection, less internet connection, the speed will be slow. If you have low and server is having speed, it will be slow. Get it, mind? So based on the bandwidth, end-to-end bandwidth, the packet size will be decided. That is called as MTU, maximum transfer unit. Means maximum bandwidth based on the maximum end-to-end bandwidth, right? The packet size will be divided, will be broken down in smaller packet. Understand? Where if you have ever seen, if you have previous, if you have seen Windows XP or Windows Vista, if you have seen it, whenever we used to copy and paste some data, for example, C drive to D drive or desktop to somewhere else, right? This kind of it was actually showing the actual kind of communication, how the communication happens. See, this kind of things it used to show. When you used to drawing थोड़ा अच्छी नहीं आती मेरी. देखो, whenever you are transmitting this, it used to show like this, isn't it? Whoever have seen this, है ना? Whenever you copy and paste,
yes, sir.
Like one envelope, isn't it? So it shows that your actual data is being broken down in smaller packet. How fast is the bandwidth, and based on how bigger is the packet size. Get in mind? The whole 1 GB, 2 GB, how much you are downloading, it will be broken down in smaller packet. Understand? So every packet will have the part of data as well as the control information. That means address of source and address of destination. Get in mind? Source and destination information, isn't it? So the final communication, the communication of the digital network, right, happens in the form of packets. Get in mind? So for example, this computer wants to communicate with this computer, right? So the data will be in the form of packets. I'm drawing just one packet. Understand? This computer wants to communicate with this computer, so communication will happen in the form of packets. Packet is having two parts. As letter you send, letter has two parts. Similarly, packet will have two parts. First part will be what will be the first part? Everybody, what is the first part?
Header.
Why you are answering? Because you have gone through the video, right?
I have watched.
Not gone through and completed the homework, they do not know. Header. First part will be the header, right? Header contains the source and destination information, from where the connection has came and where the connection has to go. That means address means source IP. Where the connection has came means what is the address of sender? Source IP address. IP address of a system we call as source IP, and that is the address of sender in physical communication. And destination address means destination IP. Apart from that, source port and destination port. And within the system, to whom we want to communicate, since you have at your home, you have multiple people, right? Similarly, in your system also, there might be multiple applications, and different applications work on different port. Like you have your name, similarly, your system also different port number. So if this sender wants to communicate with this system with particular application, but inside your system they have multiple application, so which application this packet should be received, by which application? That means to which application this packet should be sent. So first of all, IP address, but inside that you have multiple applications. So here particular application we identify based on the port number. Every application, when you install here, you have to define this application will work on which port number. You are being identified by your name. Your application will be identified by its port number. And port numbers are unique port number. Two applications cannot work on the same port number within the system. It will be a server or system, whatever it is, but two applications cannot listen on the same port number. Total, how many port numbers in a system? Anybody?
3,000.
Huh?
3,550.
65,000?
6535.
535. Total 65,535 port number. Get it? Total how many port numbers? 65,535 port number you have. Get it? So whenever you are installing any application on the system, you have to bind particular application with the particular port number. Okay, this particular application will communicate on this port number. For example, you have multiple applications. One application, for example, Facebook on port number 443. You have some Salesforce application on port number 55. You have some application on port number 53 or 54, for example. So if you want to communicate with Facebook, you have to send the packet to port number 443. Then only Facebook will receive it, because you have multiple applications inside the system. Yes or no? So when you send the packet on port number 443, then only Facebook will listen. If you send the packet some other port number 55, then Salesforce application will listen. Yes or no? While all communication you are sending to this IP only, but inside the system you have multiple application, different port number. So you have to define, whenever you communicate, you have to define the IP also and port also. Yes or no? So these devices you have in the, you can see ISP gateway. Gateway means again router. Different router you will have. Because, for example, you are in India and this device in Australia somewhere, right? Then your home router, gateway. For example, your home router, then ISP router. There are ISP international gateway, router again. Gateway means router. So you may have multiple router in between the internet itself. Then again, the company also router, right? So every these devices will understand from where the packet has come, where the packet has to go. Yes or no? Based on that, they will provide the path. Understand? So for this, you understand, whenever they are forwarding whenever postman takes your letter, right? For postman, important information is destination related. From where it has come, for many of the exchanges, does not matter much. But where it is being sent, that matter much. Yes or no? Understand? So for postman, the important information is what is the address, means it came from Bangalore. It has to go in Mumbai and to this particular person. Bangalore, Sumit has sent, Sachin has sent, Pawan has sent, does not matter to postman. Yes or no? Matters is from where it has come. Based on that he can charge, or based on that packet has to be letter has to be sent. It came from Bangalore, has to go in Mumbai and sent to the person. क्या नाम है? Ashish. है ना? It has to be sent. That means whenever any router and any intermediate devices forward this packet, right? We consider source IP address, destination IP address and destination port number. Get me? Source port number can be anything. Whenever you send letter, for example, send the packet communication should be from this toward this particular IP address and to this particular port number only. If you want to access the Facebook, for example, but source port can be any random port. Get me? Source port can be any random port all the time, but destination port will be the port of the application that you are accessing. Understand? So any application you are hosting on the server, right? So that people can access from outside, we have to define on which port number particular application will be accessible. Understand what I'm saying? Inside the system, you have multiple port number, so you have to assign one port number to an application that you want other people to be able to access. When anybody access, they have to enter the IP address and port number. Get it? Mind? This is their IP address, and source port also will capture, but source port can be anything. The important is destination port number, where we are forwarding the packet, where the communication is happening, IP address and the port number. Understand? Similarly, letter sent from Bangalore to Mumbai. Yes or no? You kept inside the envelope. Inside the envelope means letter you have inside the envelope. Actual information you have in envelope, inside the envelope. But envelope you have source and destination information. Similarly, header in the packet, header contains the address, means control information, where the packet has come and where the packet has to go, from where the packet has come and where the packet has to go. That means source information and destination information. What you write on the on the envelope, right? Means source IP, destination IP, source port and destination port, and some other information will be there on the header. Based on that, only intermediate devices will forward the traffic, right? Yes or no? Postman do not have access inside what is there inside the letter. Yes or no? Letter can be opened by this device, isn't it? Might be by the receiver only, not by intermediate. But it is important that you have to write the address so that the postman and other courier guys can see the address and can send the letter. Yes or no? So header contains the source and destination information, because control information. Based on that only, packet will be transmitted. Isn't it? Got it? Header generally contains source information, destination means source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, how to identify port number?
How to identify means whenever we are deploying any application, right? For example, Facebook, whenever they are deploying, they have to assign one port number on the application. And they have to tell other people, okay, bhaiya, this Facebook application is accessible on this particular port number. If you do not know the port number, you cannot access. Understand my point? So whenever you are deploying the application, we have to tell the users, okay, this particular application we have deployed on this particular IP address. And IP address we are not telling. Instead of that, we create DNS record. So we tell, okay, this IP address is facebook.com. This IP address has been mapped with facebook.com. So we tell the website name facebook.com, but which port number? So that also we have to tell which port number. Get a mind? Particular application when you're installing, you have to bind a port number. So for example, Facebook is accessible on port number 443. But you might be thinking that, but whenever we access the facebook.com, we never enter the port number, isn't it? You never enter the port number whenever you access any website. You have to send an email, right? You never enter any port number. You just enter the email ID. You never enter the port number. Yes or no? Understand? But this email server or any website can be hosted on any port number within 65,000 port number. So there would be confusion, right? For example, SIEM XPERT hosted on port number 85, Facebook hosted on port number 53, for example, and this one, LinkedIn hosted on port number 55, different port number. So every time we have to remember port number. Yes or no? Because particular application is binded within the host in particular port number only, specific port number, and people should know which port number particular application is hosted so that they can communicate on that port number. A lot of confusion. To simplify this, Internet Authority INA, right, has standardized the process. Means INA says that the website, web application website that you access, right, should be always on the specific defined port only. You should not change the port number. Get me? For example, whenever you type facebook.com, www.facebook.com, https facebook.com, :/facebook.com, by default, your browser will send the traffic on particular IP address after resolution, TNS resolution, and port number. Which port number it send the traffic?
443.
443.
443 and 80.
443.
443. It sends
80.
the traffic on
80.
port number. No. 443.
80 will not be there.
It sends the port. What happens is whenever you type https :/facebook.com, right? So https default port is 443 only. INA says that if your application has to be accessed by outside public on the internet, then you should deploy it on port number 443. If you use some other port number, people will get confused and they will not be able to access. For example, if website is deployed on port number 445, and if you access facebook.com, website will not be accessible because the website is on different port. Then how you have to access? Then you know what I have to type. For example, website is https, but you have written different port number 445, then facebook.com, and :port number 445, like this you have to write. If you are using other port number other than standard port number, because from some specific services, INA has standardized the port number. HTTPS port number is 443. So no need to define the port number on the browser if you're using default port number. Whenever you type https :/facebook.com, your browser will send the packet traffic communication of port number 443. If you have enabled HTTPS services and some other port number, if Facebook is accessing some other port number, then you have to define caller and port number. Understand? So default port number 443 means to access the website. HTTPS we use to access the website, right? XPERT.com, facebook.com, google.com, right? They are secure and they are available on port number 443. We standardize. Otherwise, people will get confused which website is on which particular port number. Yeah, that's the reason the port number has been standardized in the public use.
Sir, I have one question.
One moment, I will take your question. For example, website which has the HTTPS means hypertext transfer protocol secure, right? Nowadays, most of the websites are using HTTPS, right? So HTTPS, the standard port number is 443. So if you are installing any website and you want that website should be accessible by end user on HTTPS, then you must deploy this website on port number 443. That means you should configure, you should bind, because you have 65,000 port number. Once you deploy, you have to bind the port number. Port number is nothing. For example, you have home, right? Home, you have multiple gates. So which gate? This gate, okay, this person, this gate, this person, this gate, the application. Similarly, like that. You have multiple port number. So out of that one port, you have to bind with the application. So in case you want those applications should be accessible by outside public, you have to give the specific port number. For HTTPS, you should give 443. So people do not need to remember Facebook on which port number, SIEM XPERT in which port number. Once you type HTTPS :/facebook.com, right, it will be routed on port number 443, right? Now you might be thinking, sometimes I'm not typing HTTPS directly, I'm typing facebook.com, still I'm able to access, because in application, we have applied a redirection. A redirection means without typing HTTPS, by default, once you type, it will redirect to the HTTPS :/facebook.com. Even you are not typing HTTPS, because many people will not type. So we have to apply redirection on the website. So that even facebook.com without HTTPS, it will redirect finally to the HTTPS only. Get a point? See, it is your server application, your server. You can bind with any port number, but there will be a lot of confusion on the internet. Yes or no? That's the reason we have to act. The standardized procedure, standardized port number for HTTPS 443. For HTTP, what is the port number?
80.
80. If any of
80.
just HTTP without S would be accessible in port number 80. Whenever you send an email, you do not define the port number, right? Because standard port for email, which is called SMTP, what is the port number?
25.
20?
25.
25.
25.
Number. That means whenever you send
25.
a port number email, by default, your email
25.
applications such as your Gmail or Outlook, right, will understand it's the email. So by
Yes,
default,
yes,
it
yes.
forward the traffic on port number 25 only, right? However, it is not mandatory that you have to use same port number only. But yeah, it's your host, it's your application. You can bind any port number. But the thing is, I have to give the public access. People will not know this application we have installed on which port number. That's the reason we have to follow the standard process, standard port number. Isn't it? So, for example, DNS port number. What is DNS port number?
53.
53.
Whenever you
53.
53.
whenever you access facebook.com, right? Your browser do not know the IP address of facebook.com. It will send the DNS query for DNS to resolve and get the IP address. So DNS query it sent, right? So it reach out to the DNS on which port number? 53. 53 is the standard port number, default port number for DNS.
53 and 54.
Yes or no? 53. Understand? Whenever you do take the SSH means secure cell to take the
22.
remote access using command line. So for specific services, there are default port number. For SSH, what is the port number for SSH? SSH.
22.
It is very important to remember. SSH port number, SSH port number. Why port numbers are very
22.
important? Why port numbers are very important? Because the whole communication we can trace. Once we move further in our training, we understand whatever activities happens in all those, whatever traffic is coming, forwarding, this window, whatever activity you are doing, right? Everything will be recorded in the form of logs or event that we call as event. Event is nothing but the historical activities. Whatever happened, we can log in system and check on the logs. Get it? To understand what happened. Somebody had logged in, one event will generate, and we can see, oh, somebody has logged in, which user has logged in, what time he has logged in, every activity we can check. Similarly, when you access any website, whatever communication happen, it will record in the form of logs. Yes or no? For example, source IP is equal to this one, destination IP is equal to this one, and destination port number is 443. If log IC, source IP on the logs, log means event, okay? It capture this one, destination IP is equal to this one, and destination port number means destination port number capture as 443. By seeing this, I will understand this particular user have accessed this particular system on port number 3 means it has accessed the website. He has accessed the website, HTTPS website. Based on the port number, I can understand. Yes or no? If somebody has access on port number 22, that means this person was taking the remote access, because secure cell means taking the remote access using command line, use SSH, right? That means somebody was doing the remote access. Yes or no? If the communication is port number 25, that means if I see destination port number is 25, that means
Mail.
that means what? That means what?
Mail.
That,
The mail
Mail
communication.
was sent.
that means mail was sent.
Mail
This
exchange.
particular sender has sent an email to him. This particular on port number 25, that means mail has been sent. This particular sender has sent an email to this user, this receiver, right? Based on a port number, I can identify. So in the public network, we have a standard port number, well-known port number, which are defined for a particular service. It does not mean that this particular receiver cannot receive the email on other than port number 25. But since public domain, internet domain, we have to standardize the port number. Otherwise, every people get confused which port number we should use. Understand? Clear? So that's the reason port number is standard for specific services. FTP, if you want to transfer big files, there are applications we call FTP application protocol application FTP, right? FTP
Yes,
is
sir.
the default port number for FTP.
21.
21.
21.
And
21.
20 and 21 for the FTP port number. Get a default if you're using public network. So that is the reason it's very important to know and to remember the port number. Remember means why it is remember, because in this cybersecurity space, SOC, once you move further, you realize the full game is of logs. Some attack happen. How will you come to know? You will see the logs. Okay, this is attacker IP address and targeted this particular server on this particular port number. Okay, this what kind of attack it is, you understand. So you're analyzing this kind of activities based on the logs only. Dealing this activity, daily you're doing this activity, analysis activity, right? If you're dealing this analysis activity you're doing, that means you must remember the port number because you're doing this activity on a daily basis. That's the reason it's the homework for you. You have to go through well-known, search in Google, well-known port numbers.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir, on
Yes,
port numbers.
yes.
Sir, if the communication happening inside the communication happening between the same application, whether the source port number and the destination port number will be same?
Same application.
Yes, sir. If two people are from two systems, two people are communicating in a
application,
Facebook example.
Same network.
Yeah.
You should say same network, not same application. You should say same network.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
Inside the
So
company,
in that case, sir.
inside the company you're talking about, I think. You're talking about inside the company or what?
Sir, from two different IP address, the
Uh-huh.
communication happening on the same port number for same application I'm
Uh-huh.
telling. So
Uh-huh.
example, Facebook or email. So
Okay.
the source and destination port number would be same.
See what happens is when application is Facebook, right? Application is Facebook. So Facebook server used to install Facebook on port number 443. Other people, multiple people can access the port number Facebook on 443 port number. Get it? This Facebook should listen because at the end everybody is using Facebook only, right? You cannot use communicate with two systems to Facebook because you are not Facebook. Facebook is this one which is installed in this server. So Facebook will listen the user traffic on port number 443. Understand?
Oh, okay. I got it, sir.
Understand, right?
sir.
It is not something that आपस में testing करोगे क्या? You'll do meet each other Facebooking. No, you have to connect to Facebook, right? And Facebook will listen on port number 443. Get your mind? Yes.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
each router will be having particular ports that will be used by user or assigned by user or ISP, sir.
Browser does not have port number. Browser means your system. System.
Not browser, not
Hmm.
browser, router.
The router.
Yeah.
I will tell you. Router is layer 3 protocol. Work on the layer 3. I will tell you, which does not work on the port number. Port is different and interface is different. See, having this port is different. You have port, right, on the router interface. That is different. That is different. And the port that we are talking about, that is different. I will tell you. That is the interface you're talking about. The multiple, you can cable multiple connect, right? That is the physical port. I'm talking about the virtual port number.
Okay.
Understand? Not the physical port. Okay, you have only 30 port number. Then how you are talking about 65,000 port number? In a computer, you have only one port number to connect the cable. How you're talking about 65,000 port number? Those are virtual port number on the same port number only, right? Virtual. Same cable you are using, the same cable you are connecting. Inside that you have 65,000 port number. Same cable. It's not something that for 5 port number you have to use, then you need 5 physical ports. No. Single ports only. Single LAN cable you connect and you can communicate. Understand? Is
Sir,
this
one
what
more,
your
if you
question?
Yeah, one more. If you are creating our own website, so
Ah.
how do you create a port number for this? Who will assign? Who will
You have
decide?
to assign it here. The application will, when you develop any web application, right? You have to define the port
Yeah.
number for that. You have to define, for example,
See, I have created a website of ABC. I have assigned a port number of, say, for an example of 35. Say, there some other one of my friend also created a website, and his own port number is given a 35. So how will?
let me tell you that on the same server, this is my server. So whenever you have to deploy any application, first of all, you have to configure a server like memory, hardware you have to assign. Then you assign the IP address 199.0.2.100. तुमने previous video watch नहीं किया ना? नहीं समझ में आएगा कुछ. ऐसे देखने आना था तो previous video watch करना था ना? So this particular IP address, right? First of all, you have to assign the IP address on the system. You assign this IP address. Then you have to deploy the application. Internet communication is already network communication application, right? You want to define. Now you have 65,000 port number here. You can allocate any free port number to this application, because this application, if you want to be accessible from other people, has to be bind with a free port number. Get in mind? For example, this web application, I want to make it accessible outside people, but we know that if I install this application other port number other than 443, if it is HTTPS, then people will not be able to access, because by default browser, whenever you type HTTPS, browser will route the traffic on 443 only. If you define on 445, communication will not happen. Inside my network, because for example, inside my company, I want to give the access to people. This is not a public facing application. Even it is web application only, website only, but it is not public facing. For my own team, I have developed a website, right? So I have option, even HTTPS, I can define any port number, but I will have to tell people, you type HTTPS this domain, then colon port number. It does not mean that we cannot use this website in any other port number. We can access, but in public network, we cannot tell audience are big. We cannot tell everybody that access in 445. That is the reason we are using a specific standard port of 443. For example, this application you install, and now you have to bind the port number, right? So once you enter the port number 443, the application will check whether 443 application port is available on the host. If you have already installed one more application port number 443, then you cannot assign the same port number to another application, because that particular port number is already allocated to previous application. One port number you cannot use for two applications within the system. If you have some other server, IP is different, yes or no, then you can use same port number again. But within the system, when IP is same, because whatever application you deploy within the system, IP address is common, right? Two applications on the same port with the same IP cannot happen. Understand? So if your friend has deployed a website on 443, if you also want to deploy on the same server, you can't on the same port number. You have to allocate different port number. But public facing website should not have different port number. It should be 80 or 443. Then you have to set up a different server altogether. Got it? Yes. 1 minute. What is your question? Answer? Understand?
Sir, different server means like completely different server, you said?
Completely different server, different IP address. See, this server has one IP address, right? One computer means single computer. Single computer, you cannot install two applications on the same port number. If you want to multiple applications with different port number, you have to use free port number, because once you define particular port number, it will be allocated particular application only. Yes or no? You cannot install two applications on the same port number. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
Where you have to justify this port number I am using for this application. Is it on DNS server or somewhere else?
What?
Like you are using one port number.
So no need to define. No need to define. We are not defining port number anywhere. Your browser, that is the reason we are using default port number, right? Standard port number. Your browser, whenever you type https facebook.com, browser will understand, and by default it will send the packet on port number 443 only.
How will browser will tend to know this?
That is the default set. That is the reason website we should deploy on 443 only. That is what told on the browser. Bhaiya, we have make the standardized process, right? Whenever application should be always on 443 only, which is HTTP. So whenever you type HTTP in the browser and website, browser will send the packet on port number 80. Whenever you type HTTPS, browser will understand HTTPS means 443, it will send 443. If you have defined your website in some other port number, browser will not understand and communication will not happen. क्यों assign कर भाई? System में assign किया है ना? Browser will only forward the traffic on particular port number, right? Which is standard port number. If you are using different port number, communication will not happen. We don't need not to tell. Already standardized processes. But if you want to access your website accessible for outside, you have to deploy on 443 only, HTTPS. HTTP means 480 only. If you use some different port number, communication will not happen because we create the DNS record. We define the IP address, not the port number. It's your application. They will understand. Okay, you want to make this communication, and this communication default port number is this one, and it will send the traffic on default port number only. If you define different application, Facebook will deploy on 445, communication will not happen. Even it is able to listen, but by a browser will send the packet on port number 443 only. Yes or no? You cannot announce. You can announce IP address, but you cannot announce port number. Yes or no? Port number should be the standard port number you have to use. Got it? Understand? Internal website, internal people, you can tell that bhaiya, this is the port number 445. So whenever you type https://cybersecurity.com, then colon 445 you enter. Then you'll be able to access the website. But outside people, we cannot tell that in the internet, isn't it? Understand? Clear this? Clear this to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Source information means source IP address, source port number. Destination information means which particular system you want to send the traffic and which particular application. Means to whom you want to send the letter, what is his address and what is his name. Yes or no? On the home, you have multiple people. So that's the reason source address, destination address means source port, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port. This is what there on the header. Header means control information from where the packet has come, where the packet has to go, that we call as header. And data, another part is called as data or payload. This part you call as data. Data or payload sometimes you call. Data means, the data part means actual information, actual data that you're transferring. You're downloading some file, right? So that particular file information, what you're downloading, it will be on the data part. While header is from where the packet has come, where the packet has to go, that particular part will be the part of which part?
Data.
Data. Clear? Everybody on the same page?
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Is any correlation between port and number of users can access a port? Can you define?
What?
If we have any port 443, how many users can access at a time?
It is not depend on that. It is not depend. This is application, right? For example, this application, this is the application, right?
Yes,
This is the IP address 109.0.2.100, right? This application you have to apply inside that 443, right? So any number of people can access and connect to this application. It depends on the application capability, how much resources you have time, right? How much is the internet bandwidth? That is depend on that. It is not depend on the port number.
Means maximum number of users can access as a port.
Maximum. Website like Facebook.com, right? Facebook.com. You have billions of users. Same IP address, same port number, same domain, same port number, right? Billions of people. So it all depends on the resources, how much. More and more resources utilization, more and bandwidth, right? Many people, more bandwidth. Got it? Clear?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So now, in digital communication, as you mentioned, communication happen in the form of packet, right? Packet has two parts, header and data. Header contains the control information, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and so on. and data actually contains the actual information that is being transferred, right, or received. Sometimes you're receiving also, right? Now, means it's a letter for you. Letter you kept inside the envelope, right? You want to send to the Ashish. Someone is sending the letter to Ashish, so he had made the letter ready, written the information inside the letter, and written the address on the envelope. Now, how the Ashish will send the letter? Using maybe by courier service, but using road transport, rail transport, or air transport, either through trucks, courier trucks, or through rails, or through flight. These are the transport medium, right? Flight is very fast. If you through flight, you have to pay extra charges, but it will take less time. Get it? So rail and road communication, you have rail transport. So in the physical communication, these are the transport medium. Now, in your digital communication also, somebody has to carry this packet from source to destination, has to bring this packet from source to destination. Yes or no? Whenever you communicate, somebody should be there who can carry this packet, bring this packet from source to destination. Yes or no? So that, what we call that? Who carries the packet?
TCP or UDP?
Who carries those packets?
TCP or UDP?
Protocol.
Transfer protocol.
Some people are able to tell the answer because they have not completed the homework. Isn't it? You are not completing the homework, you are the only one who are responsible. You are not completing the task, you are the only one who are responsible if you are not getting selected. Okay, so you think about yourself where you are. I had given the homework, you had 1 week, but still you have not gone through it. Okay, so who carries the packet? Transport protocol. Transport medium in the road transport, rail transport. Similarly, we call it transport, either rail, flight, or road, we call it transport, right? Similarly, here in the digital communication, we call it transport protocol, which carries the data. We call it transport protocols. But multiple protocol, that is what we call transport protocols. So it will send one transport protocol you will use, right? There are 2 types of transport protocol. What are those?
TCP and UDP.
TCP and
UDP.
TCP and UDP, or UDP and TCP, right? UDP and TCP. These are the transport protocol which carries your packet from source to destination. I have explained you in detail in the YouTube.
Yes.
That's why I had given you homework to save this time. I'm not going to explain you full detail here, but you have to complete it. Okay, TCP and UDP, which carries the packet from source to destination. Both, either you can use TCP also, you can use UDP also, right? But the difference is UDP is in case of TCP, whenever it sends the packet, first packet, it wait for acknowledge. Once receiver send that, okay, I have received the packet, then it will send another packet, then acknowledge, then another packet, then acknowledge, then another packet, then acknowledge. It is waiting for acknowledge. That's why UDP is slower protocol, but it is a guaranteed delivery of data, because until unless a response did not come, it will not send the packet. It will wait for acknowledge. Acknowledge does not come, then it will send the same packet again. Get in mind? It ensures that it delivers the data guaranteed delivery of the data. Because if acknowledge does not received, are not being received from the destination, it sends the same packet again. Then, for example, same packet is received by previous packet only was received, right? Then it will not duplicate, it will discard the new packet and keep the older packet. Understand? But because may possible that whenever it sent the packet, receiver received it, but receiver again sent the acknowledge, but acknowledge has been dropped and sender has not received the acknowledge, and sender will understand that packet was not delivered. It will send the same packet again. Yes or no? Why it is using acknowledge? Because while sending the packet, might be possible the packet has been dropped in between because of slow connection, internet problem, some net problem, something. Packet has been dropped. Yes or no? So that is the reason it wait for acknowledge. If packet has been dropped, it will not acknowledge, and it will understand that packet has been dropped. It will send the same packet again. Understand? So TCP protocol is guaranteed delivery of data. Whenever you want guaranteed delivery of data, means packet should not be lost, data should not be lost, we should use TCP protocol. While UDP protocol, because TCP use acknowledge every time, right? That's the reason TCP is slower protocol, because every time it has to wait for the acknowledge. It does not send completely continuous transfer data. It every packet acknowledge, every packet acknowledge, every packet acknowledge. That's the reason TCP is a slower protocol, but it's a guaranteed delivery of data. It ensures that guaranteed delivery of data. While UDP, guys, who is not on mute, please keep your mic on mute. While UDP do not use acknowledge. Whenever you send the packet, multiple packets, the UDP protocol do not bother. Packet send. Do not bother whether receiver is receiving the data or not. Yes or no? Do not. The work has been assigned. Transfer this data. It will send, complete the work, and do not bother whether receiver has received it or completely dropped. Maybe possible that packet has been dropped. All packet has been dropped. Maybe possible. That means center will not have information whether receiver is receiving the packet or not. And it does not really bother about that. Responsibility is to send whether somebody is receiving or not, no problem. It will send and task completed. Get it? So UDP is the faster protocol. UDP is the faster protocol, but do not ensure the guaranteed delivery of data. Do not ensure the guaranteed delivery of data, because it will not come to know whether destination is receiving or not. Understand? So whenever you are sure, for example, that okay, our connectivity is very good, strong connectivity, right? There is no packet drop, there is no disconnection or something, we can use UDP. Because TCP you use again strong connection, but again you use acknowledge. Whenever you need faster communication, we can use UDP. Yes or no? Or if connection is very good, then it does not mean that UDP always do the packet drop. It does not mean that UDP always does the packet drop. If connection is good and stable, maybe minimum packet drop or no packet drop. But there are chances of packet drop if connection is not stable. But TCP, even connection is stable, whatever it is, it's a guaranteed delivery. May possible that TCP you transfer something, one data which can be sent in UDP in 1 minute, TCP may take 5 minutes also. Because UDP will finish in 1 minute, whether receiver has received or not, finish this task. But TCP will not finish unless it gets the acknowledge that the data has been completely received. Understand? Your WhatsApp calls, this training is happening on which protocol?
UDP.
UDP.
While text communication, we use TCP. Whenever you are stabilizing the connection, right? Some application you are deploying, right? You have to select on which protocol this application is going to receive the data, on which protocol. So you have to select TCP or UDP. Understand? Any application you deploy, we have to select this communication, this application is going to allow on which port number. For example, if this receiver is receiving port is configured on TCP protocol, then sender should send the packet on TCP only. If sender send the packet on UDP and receiver is receiving TCP, communication will not happen. Generally, you are not doing it because your application is already configured. Yes or no? People are not technical. To avoid this overhead, your application is already configured automatically which protocol it has to be used. You are not using it yourself, right? But whenever you technically deploy any application, configure an application, develop an application, during the development, you have to configure which protocol we have to use. If my application is configured on UDP, then sender should also send the packet on UDP only. Should configure UDP protocol only. Should configure as UDP protocol only. If you configure different protocol, mismatch protocol, communication will not happen. Understand? Clear? So there's a difference. What is the difference between TCP UDP, right? The connection establishment process. Connection establishment process on TCP that we call as three-way handshake. That was the homework. If you have not completed is very, frequently asked question in the interview. Clear this, right? So now, based on the protocol, so this is protocol TCP on UDP, which will transfer the data, which carries the data from source to source to destination, that we call as TCP or UDP, that means transport protocol, TCP or UDP. Either one protocol we use, either flight, transport medium, or rail or road, either one you have to use. Similarly, here you have two transfer protocol, TCP or UDP, any one you have to use. It is based on the priority, based on the type of communication we have to select. Clear this to everyone? Okay. Now, you know what happens? The whole communication between source to network, right? How the communication happen from source to destination. There is a model which defines how the communication happens from source to destination. There is a model that we call as, anybody knows?
ISO model.
OSI.
OSI model.
International ISO means international standardization. ISO
International Organization for Standardization. ISO.
ISO उल्टा पढ़ते हैं, वही तो बोल रहा हूँ. International Organization Standardization, हाँ वही ISO है, लेकिन IOS पढ़ते हैं उसको. We read like that is different. That is not the one. That is the standardization. And this model we call
open
as
source interconnection.
OSI. This model is actually OSI, not ISO. OSI model. What we call as OSI model means open system interconnection. There is a model called as open system interconnection. OSI model, open system interconnection. There's a model. It's not a physical model. It's on the papers. It's not a physical model. Okay, in USA there's a model called as OSI model where we can see it physically. It's on papers only. It's a reference model on the paper, right? Which defines how the communication happens from source to destination in the form of layers, 7 layers. In the form of 7 layers, the OSI model has been defined in the form of 7 layers. What are those 7 layers? Means how once you send this information, right? Once you this source communicate with this destination, right? In between there are 7 layers. There are 7 layers, right? How this source communicate with the destination? The whole communication has been subdivided in the form of layers. There are 7 layers. Generally, to identify the problems, network problems, identify the issues on the network, we can subdivide. Okay, the problem is in which layer, problem in this layer, problem is in this layer. Got it? So there are 7 layers. What are those layers? First layer, layer 1.
Application layer.
Application.
Layer 1.
Physical layer.
Physical layer.
Physical. Layer 1 is physical layer. Then
Data link layer.
Data
Link layer.
network layer.
Network layer.
Network layer.
Transport layer.
Transport layer.
Presentation layer.
Session layer.
network.
Presentation layer.
Presentation layer.
Application layer.
Transport.
Transport. Session.
Transport. Then after that, session.
Session layer. Session.
Then
Presentation layer.
Presentation layer.
Presentation layer.
presentation.
Presentation.
Then last application layer.
Application.
Application layer.
After
Layer
that,
7 application layer.
Application layer.
Application layer.
application. See, people who are hearing this first time, no problem. Do not feel demotivated. Okay, I don't know. Many people are knowing already. Do not feel like this, right? Any topic, any word you're hearing first time, right? You can ask the question, one thing, right? You can ask the question from me. And first and foremost rule is you have to keep your mic on mute. You have to unmute your mic back. Aarti Raj.
Yes, sir, because I want to ask you a question.
But
Isn't
once
it this is
once I
actually
take the pause, then only you have to ask, right? So wait for that. Do not keep your mic unmuted because a lot of noise is being generated from your end. Okay. Yes, now you can ask.
isn't it, sir? This is in the working pattern. It's just under the 3 layers. It's not the 7 layers when we work
No,
in the actual.
all 7 layers. All 7 layers.
Okay.
It's not a working pattern. It's a reference model. It's not something that we have to use a model here. It's just a reference model. Okay, just on the papers only. Okay, so there are 7 layers: physical data link, network, transport, session, presentation, and application. Right? There are 7 layers. So OSI model is a standard model which defines how the communication happens from source to destination in the form of layers. So we define which particular part of this communication comes under the which layer, right? You can see we have defined first layer is data link layer, but the communication is happening like this. Communication is happening from application to physical. So there are 2 model comes, same model, application to physical, physical to application. For example, so each and every devices also we categorize based on which layer they works. For example, you want to access a website, SIEMexpert.com. You open the browser. Browser comes under which layer?
Application layer.
Application, right? You open the browser, right? Communication is started from the browser. You want to access the Facebook.com, right? Yes or no? So communication started from your browser. Browser comes under the application layer. Your browser. If you talk about what is the device and application, file from application layer, your browser. Browser comes under the application layer. For example, you are accessing some application, but you are not able to access. That means you have to identify where is the problem. For example, problem is on browser. Browser comes under application layer. Your Outlook, you send an email using Outlook application, right? So Outlook also comes under the application layer. You want to transfer the data using FTP application. FTP application comes under the application layer. Understand? So initial device, which is because communication start from application to physical, right? So that application that you are using, right, to start the communication, that comes under the application layer. Get it, mind? Understand? Yes or no? So the application, the problem is an application, problem in browser. You'll understand there's a problem in the application layer. And there's a problem on the application layer. People will understand when somebody is saying that problem in the application layer, that means problem is in a browser if they're accessing a website, problem is in an Outlook if they're sending email, problem in the FTP application that they are sending to transfer the data, that is you are using to transfer the data. Understand? So yeah, starting application that you're using, applications and application, or the application that you're using comes under the application. Understand? Clear? So application, you're using protocols also. Which are the application protocol? Application protocol?
FTP, HTTPS.
HTTP, SMTP, SSH.
Right. SMTP, HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, right? These are the application protocol which works on application. Some people confuse that TCP also protocol, UDP also protocol, HTTP also protocol, right? So how come all this protocol? So there are 2 type protocol: transport layer, TCP and UDP is the transport layer protocol. While HTTP, HTTPS on application layer protocol. Get it, mind? So Application layer, what are devices comes in the application? Your browser, your Outlook, your FTP application falls under the application. Understand? So you open the application before to start a communication, right? Then after the presentation is an optional step. May not all communication happen on presentation layer. In presentation layer, encryption and decryption will happen. For example, if you are using HTTPS, then it will encrypt the data, right? Hypertext transfer protocol secure. That's the reason it is recommended use HTTPS, not HTTP, because the communication right from source to destination. For example, I'm accessing the website 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐳𝐷. Get it mind? I filled the information, my phone number, my for example, my date of birth, all debit card, credit card information. For example, I filled. Get it mind? From your browser you have filled, and it will be only opened by 𝐓𝐶IMExpert.com, should be able to see, but it is through public network. Man in the middle, attacker can also see your communication and check what is the credit card, debit card number, what is your date of birth. Yes or no? Man in the middle attack. So if your data is encrypted means it will change the format of the data, right? People even hijack in between attacker, he will not be able to read what communication it is, and he will not be able to check the actual data. That we call encryption. Understand? It will encrypt the data, and while receiving end, it will decrypt the data, and you can share the actual data. So encryption and decryption. On the sender end, it will encrypt the data, and the receiver end, it will decrypt the data to see the actual data. Encryption and decryption. HTTP, no encryption and decryption. So using browser to access the website, HTTP, for example, sadar.com, HTTP do not encrypt. So this encryption, which comes on presentation, it will not happen. Right? So not all the communication will happen and will be there on the presentation layer. If encryption, decryption happen on the presentation layer. Right? Generally, browser only. In this case, encryption happen using the browser only, or SSL certificate that you will have, right? So it is being performed by the browser only presentation also. Understand? Clear? Because once you access, it will go, and again you will get back. So it will be displayed on the browser only, right? So here, the generally application, session, and presentation, same application is perform this all three. That's the reason many times all three we call as application layer, because all application, presentation, and session will be performed by the same device. Once you have something, browser only establish the communication, means session stabilization will happen through browser only. Yes or no? So session establishment, session layer means stabilizing session. Yes or no? First of all, it opens the application layer, encrypting the data, then session will be established, which comes under session layer. So whenever you talk about application, presentation, and session, most of the time all these three activities falls under the application. Understand?
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this SSL certificate means what, sir? Like you
I will
said.
tell you in the later part. There is certificate. I will explain you in the later part what is SSL. You have to enable the SSL. Then you have to generate a certificate. Certificate in the sense, चलो मैं बता देता हूँ आपको. हेडअप हो गया आज तो. हाँ? नहीं मजाक मत उड़ाओ यार इसका यार तुम. It's not good. कल तुमने फोटो भी डाली थी इसकी. It's not good. स्टेटस में डाला था ना. अब मैच्योर हो गए वो, है ना? So what I was telling, SSL certificate. SSL full form is secure socket layer. Get in mind? If we have the option to enable any communication with SSL, for example, if I enable that, okay, Naveen, come on. I'll move him in the voting room. Guys, if you are not muting your mic unnecessarily, mic is open and noise is coming, I'll remove you from the meeting first thing, because I cannot tolerate that you're disturbing other people. Okay, so make sure that when you're taking your full focus should be on training only. So what I'm saying, you SSL is stand for secure socket layer. It is recommended that our website should have SSL enabled so that all communication happen should be secure. It's not only website, but any communication we can enable the SSL. It is not only HTTPS always, but when our website is enabled, we have to use HTTP protocol, right? 8243 to access the website. So on the website, I can enable SSL. That's why HTTP become HTTPS. Initially, we have HTTP only, but now once we enable SSL, so it become HTTPS, means hypertext transfer secure. Secure means SSL, secure socket layer. SSL has been enabled. So once, for example, I install this application, I have to access on HTTPS, so I have to enable SSL here. Means encryption. Means whenever communication will happen, it will get encrypted. Understand? If any website I've delivered any communication happen on SSL, right? That means communication from source to destination will be encrypted format. Encrypted means the communication, the data will be encapsulated, will be encrypted. People in middle cannot see the actual data. It will be different form. Understand? If they see it also, they will not understand. That is called encryption. Understand? Only destination or a receiver, sender or receiver can see the information. In between, we get encrypted. So now the question was, what is certificate then? What is SSL certificate? You enable the SSL, right? Enable the SSL, but what is SSL certificate? Understand? See, certificate means it's your university certificate. Okay, you are graduated from this university. You graduated from IIT. You graduated from your local college. Yes or no? If you graduated from IIT, if you go to US, UK, this company will understand IIT is a big university in India. If you graduated from this Khalsa Engineering College here in Jabalpur, US, UK people will not understand and they will not trust, for example, who do not know this college. Yes or no? Similarly, in SSL, once you enable the SSL, you have to enter the certificate. You have to upload the certificate, which shows that in this communication that you are doing, it enabled with SSL, means secure, encrypted, and this is the certificate, which shows that communication is encrypted. Understand? To enable the SSL communication, we have to add the certificate, which shows that by a communication to this particular site, this particular destination is encrypted, be assured. Understand? For that, we have to use the certificate. Now, these SSL certificates are of two types. Since you asked now, that's the reason I'm explaining you now. Otherwise, I used to discuss this in the further topics. Because one of the topic we need this information. That time I used to discuss this. Since you're asking now, that's the reason let me give the all information here only. So there are two types of certificate. What certificate are those? Self-sign and CA sign. Self-sign, and CA sign. Self-sign and CA sign. Self-sign or CA sign. For example, I want my application to be enable SSL. So people access the application, communication should be encrypted, right? So whenever we access any application, any website and all, we can see the certificate also. Get what I mean? Self-sign. So what happens is, self-sign means your application itself can generate a certificate. Your application generate a certificate that we also call SSL certificate, one type of application. Application is for example 𝐓𝐫𝐸xpert.com. Or 𝐓𝐫𝐸xpert itself has generated a certificate. That certificate called a self-sign, means you are signing yourself. Understand? For example, 𝐓𝐫𝐸xpert.com. For example, your name is Anup. Anup wants to apply for the loan. Anup wants to apply for a loan, right? His salary is 10,000 rupees. He wants to apply for 5 lakhs loan. Will the bank will give him the loan, 5 lakhs, 10,000 salary? No, right? Because bank cannot trust on you. You are a small person. Bank cannot trust. But your name is Ayush, is in government job, earning 1 lakh a month, right? Bank tell, okay, Anup, I can give the loan, but I want guarantor. Who is a big name? If Ayush said that, okay, give him the loan, I can guarantee that is a good person. This is the good person, trustable person, I can guarantee, give him the loan. Bank may give him the loan based on his guarantee. The big person, if he is guaranteeing means loan. Similarly, here the certificate. Self-sign means he is saying that, yes, I can. Anup is saying that, no, myself, I can give the loan. I can pay you the back. The loan that you're going to give me, I can pay you. But bank will not trust. Because he is taking his own guarantee. Similarly, self-sign means your own website is saying that, bhaiya, communication is secure. But people cannot trust that this communication is secure. Even your browser, if you are using browser can also not trust that this communication is secure. So you might have seen, whenever you are accessing any website, HTTPS website, for example, https://expert.com. If my website has enabled SSL, means HTTPS, you can access me HTTPS. Sometimes some website you have seen that whenever you access a website, you get an error saying that connection toward this website is not secure, or connection toward this website is not private. Not secure, not private. Go ahead on your own risk. Proceed on your own risk. Do not enter user ID, password, or any other detail in this website, because it is not secure. User have access to the website in HTTPS only, right? That means SSL was enabled. And you will not believe that it is equally secure. Either self-sign or CA sign, it is just a certificate, but communication is equally secure, but application will not trust on self-sign. We want big person name who can tell that this communication is secure. We want certificate from big people, big companies who can tell that this communication is secure. There are companies we call a CA authority, certificate authority. CA sign means certificate authorities. So there are authorized companies which we call as certificate authority company, which are authorized to release the certificate. We call a CA authority, CA sign certificate. In that case, we have to buy the certificate from those companies, right? We have to buy the certificate from those companies, right? We have to pay them, and we have to upload in our website. Then user will not get error. And when user access the website, there is an option to see the certificate. They will come to know, okay, this company has released the certificate to SIEMexpert.com. Understand? And that certificate is valid, and browser will also not give the error. Understand? Clear? So CA sign certificate is very important. When your application is publicly accessible, for example, SIEMexpert.com, people should be able to access it on the internet. If they type https://SIEMexpert.com, they got a page. Connection toward this website is not secure. Proceed on your own risk. You'll come to know 75% of people will go back, and they will not proceed further. They think it's kind of suspicious of site. It is not secure, and they will go back. Means SIEMexpert.com traffic will reduce to 75%. While the security is actually equal. Either it is CA sign or self sign, it is equal. But in self-certificate, browser will get error. So we cannot bear losing our leads traffic on the website in the cost of CA sign certificate. Yes or no? So public facing websites must have CA sign certificate, not self sign. For example, you have some website application internal to your company. We know that communication is equally secure. Then may be possible that you need not to go for CA sign. Why to pay extra? You can use self sign only, which is free. Yes or no? Why to go CA sign? Why to pay for that? So inside a company, you can use self sign also because it is equally secure. But outside people who does not, because your public is different, we should use CA sign certificate. Otherwise, people will go back. Get it? self-signed certificate, CA signed certificate has 3 months, 6 months, 1 year validity. Yes or no? While self-signed certificate, you do no need to change. It has 10 years validity. 10 years. Since you added, it has 10 years validity. And again, after 10 years also, it is just a 10 minutes work to renew certificate, self-signed. But CA signed, you have to pay money, you have to pay the vendor like Hostinger, GoDaddy, or Symantec, different companies, service provider, certificate authority company to whom you have to pay. Understand? Let me show you how certificate look like. Abhi pucha hai, so I'll pause this topic which we are discussing now, and let me show you how the certificate looks like. Let me share my screen. So I was thinking in the morning, there's been 4 days that I did not get the headache while I'm coming. Because every 2-3 days I will have a headache problem, migraine. So I was thinking that it's been 4 days now. I was feeling good. That is 4 days I did not get the headache. And I was thinking just half an hour before when I was coming to office. Now I got the headache. It's all our mindset, I think. Psychology. I got this headache today, I think, because of psychology. I was thinking I did not get the headache. I was thinking this and I got the headache now. Facebook.com. मेरी profile open हो जाएगी ये. Now you can see when you say the website facebook.com, right? Then you lock sign, you can see lock. View side information. Then you can see connection is secure. See the detail. Certificate is valid. Connection is secure. For information, your information, for example, password, credit card number is private when it is sent to the site. Private means between you and site. Nobody else in between can open it. That is between private, between you and site. Secure. Certificate is valid. Let's see what is the certificate. You can see common name facebook.com, organization Meta, and issued by DigiCert, SHA High Insurance Server CA Certificate Authority. Issued on August 23 and valid till November 23. Always I have seen Facebook always go for 3 months. I don't know why, but always they go with the 3-month certificate only. Every 3 months they are renewing certificate. Okay, so you can see this validity. This is valid. Understand? Released by facebook.com and by DigiCert, and certificate is valid. Understand? Now, SIEM expert, you can see connection is secure. Certificate is valid. Common name SIEMexpert.com. Issued by GoDaddy Secure Authority Server. Issued by GoDaddy. When it has been issued? October 2, 2023, and it is valid till October 2, 2024. Right? 1 year validity. Now, I will show you some other example. Where you will get an error. अरे इनसाइड सर्वर करना है, सर्वर के अंदर करना है मेरे को. अरे सर्वर बाहर आ गया, क्लोज कर दिया था. आई थिंक सर्वर आई क्लोज. आई हैव टू डू इट विद इन द सर्वर, नॉट आउटसाइड. अरे अभी आया नहीं यार. अभी because I had already opened this website before, That's the reason I didn't get the error. Firefox I have. Firefox. Yeah. I will use different server then. https देखो, I access this kind of web portal only, but I'm accessing through a website. I'm accessing through IP address, right? And you can see this application is HTTPS, but I configured relation and port number 843. That's the reason I had to enter column 843. So any application which are not 443, if it is 443, then no need to enter the port number. But it is on 843. That's the reason I have entered the port number, right? It's a web application only, but different port number. Now you can see what are you getting? Your connection is not private. Attacker might be trying to steal your information from this particular, for example, message, password, credit card, debit card information. Yes or no? You can see. And what is written further? कुछ लिखा था ना नीचे उसके. Advance. Now go on the advance. What is written? This server could not prove that. This server could not prove that it is on one time it is actually this website, right? And its security certificate is not trusted by your computer operating system. That is why if it is from CA authority server, it will be trusted by operating system, but it's not CA authority, it is not trusted. This may be cause of misconfiguration or an attacker intercepting your connection. But yeah, ऐसी website, the kind of website which gives this error, people will get afraid, right? They'll get scared and they will go back. Because see, back to safety. They will do like this and they will go back. Yes or no? Isn't it? That's the reason we should go over CA side. Otherwise, half of the traffic, 75% traffic will go back, right? So again, let me access this again. Let's proceed, advance, and then click on proceed unsafe. तो कितना डरा रहा है यार ये. Scaring. देखो इस पर फिर भी नहीं हुआ. Sometimes you have to go multiple points. Now you can see it here. You have to enter the user and password. Now you can see what is written here. HTTPS also cancel like this, and it is not secure. Now click on this. Your connection to the not secure. हर एक जगह not secure. Everywhere not secure. Certificate is not valid. Certificate is there but not valid. Saying common name means website name. It is VM ESM700 demo, right? Is issued by same server, same application only. Means I am taking my own guarantee. This server is taking its own guarantee. Yes or no? January 2020 to January 2030, 10 years validity.
So this means self-signed it is?
They self-signed. Self-signed means you can see issued to this one and issued by same. Self-signed means I am taking my own guarantee that pay the loan.
Is this vulnerable or not? In the case of self-signed certificate, is this vulnerable or not?
It's not vulnerable. It's not vulnerable. It's equal security. That is what I said already. It's equal security, right? But operating system browser will not trust on that. So inside the company, you can use it. For example, we are using this application.
Yes, you are using it.
We can use it. It is equal security actually, but operating system do not trust, right? It gives the error. So inside the company it is fine, but whenever you give the access to outside people, they will not trust. They may go back. You may lose the traffic. You should not use, right? Understand? Self-signed, clear-signed. It is actually security is SSL only. You can see HTTP, it is SSL only. Encryption is equal. Same encryption, right? You can see it's an encryption mechanism. SSH 256. लिखा है क्या SSH? You can see SSH 256 finger, right? So it is same mechanism only, and there also you can see SSH. Same encryption. कहाँ लिखा है? SSH 256, right? Same mechanism, same encryption mechanism, means equally secure. Clear?
Okay, sir. Got.
मैडम बहुत ज्यादा हो गया यार. कहाँ गया ये? नहीं दिख रहा था वो. एक मिनट मुझे जस्ट होल्ड लो, जस्ट होल्ड लो. तो मेरे को ये करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ सर दिख रहा है.
So encryption decryption happen on presentation, right? If browser HTTP, encryption decryption not happen, neither this side nor this side, not other application side, right? Facebook application. If HTTP is there, it will encrypt and decrypt in case of web application communication, web communication, right? Session layer, after encrypting, stabilizing session, establish a session, right? Particular communication happen on particular session only. Understand? For example, you open facebook.com. You open facebook.com in Google Chrome. After opening the facebook.com, you enter your login credentials, you will be able to log in. Now you open another tab and write facebook.com. Does it require to log in again? Same tab, it understands the same session. You already logged in on the session, right? Same communication, same changes you do, and nothing will happen on the same session only. It will generate session ID because it has already established the session with Facebook. You open the Firefox now, different application, access Facebook application, it will again ask you to log in. Once you log in, it will stabilize the different session. Get it? Understand? So that means session, it creates a session also. Once you access the browser, it will stabilize the session. That's the reason application presentation session happens generally on the, we call it application layer. All we call as under application layer, because application only will do all this activity. Understand? Then transport, right? Transport layer means which carries the information. Transport layer means how the data transfer will happen. Transport layer, right? TCP using TCP and UDP protocol. So TCP UDP protocol comes under the transport layer. Port number that you use, TCP UDP port number protocols, right, comes under the transport layer. Then communication will happen using IP address. Yes or no? For example, why? Because once you type HTTPS, it will start the connection on port number 443, right? Port number and transport layer comes under the transport, TCP UDP. Network layer, so port number transfer protocol means any device which understand port number, right? TCP UDP protocol and port number, that device will work on the transport layer. Any device understand port number and protocols, right? It will be called as transport layer device, means layer number 4. So this is layer number 1. Layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3, layer 4, layer 5, 6, 7. Right? So application, layer number 6, present has 7, layer number 6, 7, 6, 5. Transport, device UDP protocol UDP TCP comes under layer number 4. Port number comes under layer number 4, right? So any device which works on the layer number 4 because layer 4 device, such as your firewall, works on layer number 4, right? Network, any device like a router comes under the network layer. Means based on the IP address, it will route the traffic. Comes under the network layer. हेलो, हाँ हाँ ऑफिस में हूँ. Sorry. So your routers, right? So any device which understand the IP address, we call a layer number 3 device. It will route the traffic right after that. Layer number 3. Understand? Any device which understand MAC address, we call as layer number 2 device. Your switch understand and final communication happen on the switch using the MAC address. Switch, whenever you connect with the system, right? Whenever you connect the system with the switch, right? It will learn the MAC address. This particular system has connected this particular port of switch has what MAC address? MAC address is what? Physical address. Every device has MAC address, right? Physical address, that we call the MAC address. So switch communicate based on the MAC address. Understand? Why it is important? Why I'm telling you is because the company will use this word. Layer number 2 device, layer number 3 device, layer 4 device, layer 5 device, layer 1 device. Get it? Switch hubs comes under the repeaters, I think. Repeaters also. Switch hubs comes under the layer number 2. Understand? And physical layer,
I think repeater.
Cables, connector, and what else? Cable, connector, and what all?
Repeater and physical layer.
Cable, connectors, repeaters comes under the physical layer, right? Understand? Cable, connectors, repeaters comes under the physical layer number 1, right? While switch, hubs, bridges comes under the layer number 2. Understand? Any device which understand MAC address comes under the layer number 2. Understand? From interview perspective, many people some people may not be understanding this. The only important is interview asks what is OSI model, what are the different layers, and which device works on which layer of OSI. Just understand that whenever communication will happen, right, from source to destination, it goes through using these layers. Physical layer means from browser to your cable. When you access the browser inside the system, browser to cable, till cable to this system, then cable to again application, Facebook. Understand? Means application means your browser to cable, then cable, then again cable to your application. Facebook application under application layer, again it will decrypt session and all those stuff again will happen. Understand? That means this model will come 2 times. One time is source side, and other time is destination side. Application to physical, then physical to application layer, right? If anybody asks you, interviewer, what is OSI model, then you write what is OSI model, right? What is OSI model? OSI stand for open system interconnection. OSI stand for OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. It is a reference model. It is a reference model. It is a reference model. Which defines, it is a reference model which defines how the communication happens. It is a reference model which defines how the communication happens from source to destination. It is a reference model which defines how the communication happens from source to destination. Understand? It is a reference model which defines how the communication happens from source to destination in the form of 7 layers. In the form of 7 layers. Now create this model. What are those 7 layers? Troubleshooting purpose we use for troubleshooting. As you can light it here. Mostly we use this model from network troubleshooting perspective. Mostly we use this model for network troubleshooting perspective to identify the issue. Mostly with this model from network troubleshooting perspective. To identify where is the issue. Written? Yeah, write this model. Make this model 7 layer: physical layer, data link layer, network layer. Written? All 7 layers. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what layer, what device works on what layer? Layer 1.
Physical.
Layer 1. Your what all device? Cable, connector,
Cables.
repeaters, right?
Connectors, cables, repeaters.
Cable, connectors, receivers, repeaters. Cable, connectors, repeaters, right? Written.
Yes.
Layer 2. Repeaters, you know, repeaters, you know, right? Repeater is to increase the signal strength. अभी आपने देखा होगा, whenever you have internet cable, right? Sometime you will see this kind of देखो अभी this kind of device like black color इस तरीके बना रहा था बीच में. Whenever you see some internet cable is going on from outside, internet cable or telephone cable, sometimes you will see this kind of device. You call a repeater. लटका रहता है केबल में. You see, right? Cables, internet cable is going on in between this kind of device. Device means lamba, this long black color hanging, right? That you call a repeater. Repeater means when signals are traveling right from one place to another place, there is a friction in between, right? Resistance. The signal quality will get degraded, right? To increase the signal, to boost the signal, this device we call repeater. Black color in the cable hanging.
Sir, what is MAC address?
Okay, so repeater repeater is not always like this. Just example I have given, right? Just example that cables you will see the kind of repeaters. Repeater can be single this kind of device also somewhere, just to increase whenever signals are traveling, right, from one place to another place. In between, length is good, big, right? Signal quality may get degraded because of the resistance. So increase boost of the signal quality, we can use repeaters, right? MAC address is nothing but a physical address. MAC address, average, you have IMEI number, right, in a mobile. Physical address with mobile. Similarly, physical address, mobile you cannot change number, but you cannot change the IMEI. You can trace based on IMEI number. Similarly, computer when you buy, right, the computer physical address is I'm not taking the break. I'll take 5-10 minutes more session today because I'm having now the headache is getting severe. So maybe possible that will not be able to. I have to take the tablet and I have to sleep for some time to get relaxed. Understand? So, what you have written? MAC address. MAC address comes under the data link layer, right? And devices which understand MAC address, switch. Data link. In physical, what you have written in physical? Cable, connector,
Repeater.
Cable, connector, repeaters, hub. लेकिन वो डिवाइस है. Nowadays bridges and hubs are not being used.
Data link or
it's in physical only. Physical you have like a cable, connector, repeaters, hub, right? Layer 2 device. Layer 2 device because the device which understands MAC address. Why? Because a layer 2 device. So which tool device works on the layer 2? Switches, bridges, bridges, hubs, hubs. It's multiple hubs.
Sir, hub comes under both in physical or data layer.
No, hubs data link. Sorry, no, hubs sorry. I'm sorry. Switch, bridges, access point. Switch, bridges, access point comes under the data link. Hubs comes under the physical layer.
Sir, can you please explain the bridges? What is bridges?
Bridge and hub actually end of life. No companies are using bridge. Used to do the same work what switch is doing now, right? But it is end of life because in latest technology we are not using bridge and hubs. Instead we are using switch and routers, right? What happens is hubs and bridges are actually were dumb devices. We used to use bridge instead of switch previously, right? What happens is, for example, if since you're asking, I'm explaining you, otherwise it is out of the world now. Nobody using switch and hub, right? So for example, your bridge, for example, this computer wants to communicate with this computer, right? You can see this computer, this is connected to the bridge, right? This computer also connected to the bridge. This computer is also connected to the bridge. This computer is also connected to the bridge. For example, this computer IP address is 199 MAC address because it works on MAC address. So MAC address something maybe ABCD or something. Combination of alphanumeric, right? Similarly, here. If this computer wants to communicate with this computer, right? These bridges and hubs are dumb devices. Dumb devices. We call it dumb devices because they don't have brain. You know, if I want to talk to you, if I want to communicate some information to you, right? I will go and tell you the information personally, right? I will not announce from here. Bhaiya, who is Ashish? Or I'll come in your colony and who is Ashish? And then Ashish will, okay, I'm Ashish. Then I will pass the information to him. The good way is I should reach to his home and I should tell the information to him, not going to his colony and announcing his name, who is Ashish? This is the message, who is Ashish? Then I'm Ashish. Then I will tell the information. Your hub and bridges does the same thing. They're announcing. When I'm announcing who is Ashish, see right now only Ashish, next time Sumit, next time Pawan, next time Vidhi, next time Sangeeta. Every time somebody will come and announce, a lot of noise will be created. Unnecessarily people, they will get, angry, right? That every day there's a noise, always there will be a noise, announcement, always there will be noise. It is good, right? If you can go and tell someone directly. So unnecessarily noise will be created. So what happened? Hubs and bridges done the same work. When they will receive the packet on their one port, when they receive the packet on the one port, they will send the packet to all other port, everywhere, everyone. Now this system will come to know, is this packet for me? This packet is not for me. It will discard the packet. This packet is for me, not for me. Discard the packet. This packet is for me. Then accept it. Means this packet was intended to this particular system, but it's sent to everywhere. Then it will send the acknowledge. Okay, I'm discarding this package because it is not for me. It will send the acknowledge, not for me. So hubs and bridges were the broadcasting device. They used to broadcast. Broadcast means they do not know which system is connected on which port. They used to broadcast on all port number, and unnecessarily bandwidth will create. And we have to use the bandwidth, and unnecessarily noise will create in the network. Unnecessary bandwidth, right? This is not actual communication intended for this, but unnecessarily using this bandwidth. Isn't it? The bridge and hubs were dumb device. They were not aware which system or which particular device I should send the communication. They were not sending the information personally. They were announcing who is Ashish and sending the communication means to everyone. It was noise for other people, other system. It is good. It is actual communication for this computer, but noise for other computer. That's the reason now bridges and hubs have been replaced by switch and router you have now. switch and routers are the intelligent device. For example, you are using switch, right? Switch is same as bridge. When you are using switch, if receive communication on one port number, it will understand the communication in this particular system, and this particular system is connected on my which port, right? And it will communicate the information in particular system only, not all communication. So switch use packet forwarding. Packet forwarding, once it receive on one port, it will forward only on particular port, not all ports. So switch use forwarding mechanism, while hub and bridges use the broadcast mechanism. For a noise फैलाते थे for a network, they will spread the noise across whole network. Understand? That's the reason hub and bridges have been replaced now, end of life. Switch is the intelligent device, router is the intelligent device. Router understand and learn the IP address, while switch understand and learn the MAC address. As soon as you connect this device to switch port, switch will send the ARP request to learn the MAC address. What is your MAC address? And it will create the MAC table. Switch will have the MAC table on which particular particular system or particular port, which MAC is connected, which system is connected, which MAC address. While a router will have the routing table, where particular port of the router will have what system, what is the IP address of the system, which network connected, what is the IP address. A routing table. A router has the routing table, so based on that, it will receive and forward the communication based on the IP address, while switch work based on the final communication on the switch happen based on the MAC address. So those are the intelligent device. Forward the traffic on particular port only, particular system only, not create the noise. Understand? Faster communication, not eating bandwidth. But switch and bridge both have been replaced now. End of life, not a single place you will see switch and bridge. In long time, it has been replaced. Data. So switch data link device. Now layer 3 device. Layer 3 which layer? So which device understand IP address? Router, right? Routers, firewall. Firewall also understand IP address. So firewall also comes under the layer 3. I will tell you later.
Email gateway.
Email gateway also can be on port number 3, but email gateway is on port number 3, layer 3 and 4 both. Routers comes under the layer 3, right? And firewall also comes under layer 3. Layer 4, firewall. Firewall comes under layer 4. Firewall understand IP address also, port number also, port protocol also, right? So firewall. Port and protocol, right, comes under the layer number 4, right? And device which understand layer 4 information means firewall.
So layer number 4, what are the devices? Can you repeat?
Layer number 4, firewall.
Firewall also comes under layer 3, means network layer.
Because firewall understand IP address also and port and protocol also. That's the reason firewall comes under the
both. Okay.
Both.
Okay, sir.
Now session layer, session. In session layer, session stabilization happen, right? Authentication, authorization. When you log in, right? Once you log in, session will get established, right? Authorization, authorization happen on layer number 7. Once you enter the login condition, then session will get established, right? So authentication, authorization happen on the layer number 5, session layer. And protocol are like HTTPS, HTTP, SMTP, right? These are the protocol on the layer number session layer. While on TCP UDP transfer protocol comes under the Transport layer, right?
Transport
layer, TCP UDP, right? Session layer, HTTP, SMTP, HTTPS, all comes under the. See, these are application layer protocol, like these all three, like HTTP, HTTPS, SMTP, all comes under all layer. Session, presentation, application, right? Understand? And your browser, your Outlook application, right, comes under all three layers: session, presentation, and application. Browser, web application, your Outlook, right? These falls under all three layers. Understand? Security device like WAF, web application firewall, work on the layer number 567. Web application firewall works on the application layer, means 567. WAF means web application firewall. Understand? I will tell you what is firewall, web application firewall, but it works on the 5, 6, and 7. When you ping, you did the IP config /all and everything. It gives some homework, right? Icon, telnet, different commands, and lookup. Diya tha homework kya? Nahi diya? I'm not giving homework to you. Huh?
No, sir.
नेपाल से कौन
No,
कॉल?
sir.
नेपाल से कॉल, जस्ट होल्ड ऑन, नेपाल से कॉल आ रहा है. हेलो, कट गया. एनीवेज, कॉल डाउन. नेपाल से था, आई कुड नॉट कॉल बैक. दैट्स इट. हाँ, एक एग्जांपल दिया था वो आईपी कॉन्फिग /all आईपी कॉन्फिग करने के लिए, है ना? आई हैड गिवन द होमवर्क.
Yes, sir.
आईपी
Ah,
कॉन्फिग,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
trace
हाँ
route.
सर दिया था.
What is the use of ping?
Yes sir, yes sir.
What is the use of
Allows
ping?
to send signal to another devices.
What is the use of ping?
Whether-
Ping command. PING. Have you ever done ping
Sir,
command? Ping.
Take the internet
So it is
connectivity.
to check whether the system is available or not.
Yeah,
Whether the thing is active or not.
active or not. The
How
system
the
is active
connection
or
is
not.
established and checking the
Internet
Check if the
connectivity
destination
checker.
machine is up and running or not.
It is to check the available reachability. Reachability. For example, I want to check the reachability means connectivity from one system to another. So connectivity may possible that system is down, destination system, or connectivity is down. Get it? If connectivity is up and system is running, I will get the response. Either connectivity problem or system is not running, I will come to know. Anything will happen, right? How we check using ping command? You can see, go on the CMD, search CMD, sorry, go on the search or run, type CMD. Black color window, you can see command prompt will open. Then type ping. I want to check 124 system, whether it's running or not, reachable or not. 24, right? Okay. It's pinging. Reply I got ping byte as icon, received packet, send packet 4 and received 4, lost 0. Means this system, this particular system from which I run this, right? Its IP address is IP config. This is my system IP address 192.168.1.102. From this system, I was trying to read this particular system, and I run the ping command to check the connectivity. Once I run the ping command, it will send 4 packet. It will send 4 packet to the destination. It will send 4 packet to destination. 1 packet, they receive the response. Send packet, receive the response. 3rd packet, receive the 4th packet, receive. You can see 4 packets send, 4 packet receive, means acknowledge receive 4 packet, and lost 0 means it has proper connectivity. System is up, destination, and connectivity is also proper. If I receive 4 packet and send 4, received 0, lost 4, means all packets sent but not received any acknowledge. Means either connectivity problem between this system to other system, connectivity is a problem, not connected, or maybe destination is down. For example, this see another IP I mentioned, ping 192.
Google.
.0.23. Pinging. You can see what I'm getting. Destination host.
Unreachable.
Unreachable.
How many packets sent? How many packets received? अरे अच्छा हाँ,
And 4 received.
it gives the error. It gives the error that the packet received is an error, but not successful. Sometime packet will be lost, but if it is not giving, it's going destination is not reachable. It received the error message, destination not reachable. Did not receive the response, but it got the response like destination is not reachable. Packet is 0 loss, but still destination is not reachable. Get I mean? So I come to know, I pinging this IP address, I come to know destination is not reachable means either connectivity problem or destination is down. Understand? While you can see it here, 32 bytes sent and send 4 packet and receive. I received this information 32 bytes sent and how much time it took. We can also come to know the link speed. How fast is the link? You can see first packet when it's sent 32-bit, it takes time around 5 seconds, 5 milliseconds. Second, third, less than 1 millisecond. Means link is faster. Because this particular server is within the network only, link is faster. For example, I'll ping. You can also ping domain name also instead of IP address because you already have DNS, right? So ping @simexpert.com. How much time it takes? Means the response time for SIEM-XPERT is 41-42 milliseconds. Yes or no? It is reachable. Means connectivity is there. I can access facebook.com SIEM-XPERT. Connectivity is there and it is up. Millisecond. The average you can see maximum and average is 41 millisecond average time. Yes or no? देखो Facebook और fast होगा. Facebook.com how much fast? 25 milliseconds. Facebook is faster than SIEM-XPERT. Yes or no? So we can check the link speed also. We can check the reachability as well as how fast is the link. Understand? It's a millisecond, not even a single second. The millisecond. How many seconds? A millisecond for 1 second. How many milliseconds for 1 second? 1 second means how many milliseconds? We have 77.
60 milliseconds is equal to 1 minute.
Huh?
60 milliseconds is equal to 1 minute. 1 second.
1 second. 1000, sir. 1000. 1000.
Whenever you use milli, that means milli means 1000.
Hundreds.
1000.
1000, sir.
Millimeter.
1000, sir.
Millimeter. Millimeter you use, right? Whenever you use milli means 1000. Millimeter. 1000 millimeter means 1 meter. Yes or no? बताओ. ये कौन सी क्लास का है यार? Which class? 3rd class, 4th class, or 5th class? Millimeter, meter. So 1000 millisecond means 1 second. So you can see how fast is the link. Just 23 milliseconds. Yes or no? Just 23 millisecond means 40th time almost. Yes or no? Faster than 1 second. Yes or no? Divided 25 divided by 1000. 25 to kuch 40 times. है ना? In 1 second, it is 40 times faster. But in the sense, less than 1 minute. 40 times less than. Understand? So link speed also we can get using this command. So ping work on which port number? When you run this ping, it will check on which port number. This ping, when you use it, use the transfer protocol. It's use protocol ICMP. ICMP protocol work on the layer number 3 because it do not use any port number. Sometimes interview asks The ICMP work on which port number? Ping work on which port number? Out of 100 people, you will see this question will be asked at least 10 people, 10, 15 people. ICMP or ping work on which port number? Ping use which protocol? So ping use ICMP protocol and work on the layer number 3. Get in mind? Because it does not use network protocol, transport protocols of a TCP UDP. It use network layer, ping work on network layer and use ICMP protocol. These are छोटी मोटी मगर मोटी बातें. Small things which makes the big impact. Understand? So what you are writing? What you are writing?
Sir, does ICMP have any full form of it or?
Internet
Control Message Protocol.
Control Message Protocol, correct. Internet Control Message Protocol.
So we're writing the layers, layer number
So
5 and 6.
layer number 5 ICMP work on layer number 5, right? IP address comes under the layer number 3 only. ICMP works on the layer number 3, layer number 3 protocol. Okay, transport you already written. An application, your browser, your Outlook, all comes under the your Outlook browser, your application website comes under the application layer, and protocols are such as HTTP, HTTPS, SMTP, FTP, right? Comes under the layer 5, 6, 7. In session layer, you can write somewhere in session layer. Authentication, authorization happen on session layer, right? Session establishment, that means authorization and authentication. While encryption, decryption, compression happens on the which layer?
Presentation layer.
Encryption, compressing the data before sending, right? If you want to apply compress, but all are not mandatory, right? Not happening all. If you're not applying compression, it will not happen. If you're not applying encryption, decryption, it will not happen, right? So, but if you are compressing, encrypting, decrypting, it will happen under the presentation layer. Understand? Visibility, browser visualize the data, right? Happen on the application layer. So browser FTP application, browser outlooks, your application works under the layer number. Which layer number? Layer number 7. Your application works under layer number 7, right? Outlook, browser, FTP application works under layer number 7. Clear? Everybody is clear? Anybody any question? Clear, right? So
Yes.
today we'll have to stop here only.
Sir, one question from my side. Actually, I watched one YouTube video of yours and I asked that question in the comment, but I didn't get any reply.
Yeah, so
So can I ask it now?
See, I'm training 650 people in 4 batches, right? मैं YouTube में comment check करूँगा कि I will respond on phone or I will respond on message. Get in mind?
So
I have
ping
4 batches
which
in a
port
day.
number it is? Ping which port number?
What? Ping
Which
Ping
port
does
number?
not use port number. So keep in mind, Ping does not use any port number. Okay? It uses ICMP
Hello,
protocol.
sir.
Does not use any.
Sir, can I ask that question?
Any question you can ask now. Which is the topic?
Sir, actually, the thing was about VPN. So when we connect to VPN, as you said, that VPN assigns an IP address to our machine, right? So my question was,
I will discuss here. I will discuss this VPN. I will discuss in session. Either everybody watch the session of VPN session on the YouTube, then we'll discuss further, or I will discuss here. Because people are not aware about the VPN. That's the reason I'm not talking about it now. Okay, you keep the question of
Hello, sir.
Okay.
For now.
I have gone through the PDF which you shared yearly. So I need to know about the what is the loopback address in the detail. Can you please guide?
Loopback address. What happens is, whenever your system is not connected to the internet, right? Still, your system has the IP address. that IP address is called as loopback IP. Sometimes interview asks, if system is not connected to any network, what will be the IP address? You will say that no, system will not have any IP address because it's not connected to any network. But still your system will have the IP address for internal communication. That is called as loopback IP address. 127.0.0.1.
Yes.
Right? That is the loopback IP. For example, my system, I have installed an application. I will install Splunk application on my system. A Splunk application will be accessible through IP address only, but my system is not a part of any network. Then how can access? And then if your system is not a part of any network, it will have a default IP address called loopback IP address 127.0.0.1. And host name will be local host. Got it? That we call as loopback IP address. Okay. Anybody ask?
Sir, I have
this is the interview question.
yes,
Sometimes
I have.
Sir, can you repeat?
What I'm saying is, if your system is not connected to any network, still your system will have the IP address that we call as loopback IP address. Always either connected or not connected, your system will have the loopback IP address. For example, I have deployed Splunk in my own system. My system is a part of network also. 192.168.0.2 is the IP address. So if connected to network, so anybody to whom I have given access, they can open the browser and access the Splunk by typing the IP address and port number. They can access. They can type the IP 192.168.0.20, whatever guy given access. You can access. Even on the server on which I have deployed the Splunk, I can open the browser and access the IP address 192.168.0.24 and access the Splunk. Apart from that, on the same server, I can type this IP address also 127.0.0.1 and port number and access the Splunk within the system, because loopback IP is only for that particular system only. Will not be accessible from outside. Within the system, that IP address is called as loopback IP address. Every system will have the IP address, loopback IP address. Okay, any application installed system, you can access it through loopback IP address.
So you talking about the hello.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm waiting for your question. What you are saying?
Hello, sir. We are just talking about this the endpoint system like the laptop, desktop.
Any server, laptop,
wearable devices.
any system, any digital device will have this loopback IP address. Okay. Which have the network card. Which have the network card, either IoT
default IP address, na?
Loopback IP address. Okay, system have a by default will have the IP address called a loopback IP address. Got it? 1.0.0.1. Okay, guys. So we'll have to stop this class today here only because I'm facing the issue with my headache. I'm suffering with the headache, so we'll have to stop today. We'll continue tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you for
joining.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.